Hello everyone, Ethan here, Cedar Creek Lures. It's the first set day of 2025. Gonna get out here on the river and put in a couple coon traps and hopefully come check them tomorrow and see what we got. But gotta set things first. All right, guys, so I got up here to our first set location. Got the boat all docked up and everything out of it. The first thing I'll show you guys here is there are a ton of raccoon tracks down here by the water. So I'm gonna show you guys a couple of things that I like to do as far as using my bait and lure, that type of thing. I'll get going here. So let's see here. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in one of my PVC pipes. I'm going to show you guys how I punch in one of my PVC sets. So I'm going to go about a foot up here and pound in some of my PVC pipe. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. I've got a No BS 1.5 set down here in front of a PVC pipe I drove in the bank. And I've got some of my new for this year Cedar Creek Lures Bank Runner, which it's a fish-based smear bait. All you got to do is take a little stick, pull some of it out, smear it. Doesn't matter how much you put in there. Just about like that. Smear it all around. Raccoons will come in here and wouldn't be surprised if we have one here tomorrow. So that's my Cedar Creek Lures Bank Runner smear bait. No BS 1.5 in front of it. And we'll move on to the next one. Got a couple of dog proofs and a couple of 1.5 set down here. I'll start off with the dog proof here and I'll show you what I do with it. So first thing is first, I always like to use marshmallows on them. I do use marshmallows. It's just something to keep the raccoon there until it gets caught. The lure is more just bringing them to the trap. But let's see here. All right, so I put a couple of marshmallows down the hole. Nothing fancy, just like that. And then I got my caught red-handed. Flip the cap open. That's all it takes. Close that back up and I'll catch you guys at the next one. All right, guys, so we're here at the next set location. We've got a log crossing here that the raccoons like to use. Got a No BS 1.5 set in front of a PVC pipe drove in the bank. And you don't have to use marshmallows or any bait with this. You can just squirt a little bit of it back in the hole and that's good enough. We'll move on to the next set and show you how you can use some of the other stuff. All right, guys, so I made it upriver to another spot here. It's got some fairly deep water here. I'm noticing some beaver sign along the bank, but there's a pretty big raccoon trail here, and I can see where they're crawling up the bank here, going to the cornfield, or what was the cornfield, but I see these nice little pockets here along the bank that I think it's just too easy to go ahead and punch in a couple of these pockets here. So I'm going to set some 1.5s and I will place those out, and I think I'm going to put Bank Runner in the holes. So there we go. There's our first one. Get it laid out. Reach in here. Set our second one. Get them preset so I can go up here and dig them. Dig those pockets out. Let's see, I'll step in them. Get this and set my bag up there. There goes my bank runner. So I got this out. First one I noticed was over here. I'm just gonna dig it out even more here. Okay, so it's not too far up in there, but we got ourselves a nice hole, and I'll put the 1.5 right out in the front here. Driver, our first trap. Get you guys positioned here. So, got the first pogo ready to go in. Let's see if I can smash it down in there. Okay. Going in the dirt there. Pull it back out. Let's go ahead and set that pogo. There we go. So trap's staked, trap's hidden, and we just gotta bait the hole. Bank runner that fell again. Smeared all around there. All right, guys, so I made it to my next location here. Punched in a pocket right down there and smeared some of the Cedar Creek Lures bank runner in the hole there. This is the same deal I've got going on over there to my right. So I just dug a little pocket right next to this coon trail going up to the picked cornfield, and fixing to smear some of this in the hole. So let's see if I can keep the camera pointed in the right direction here. So you don't have to use this much. That's just what I'm going for there. I'll tilt you up and just show you what I'm doing. A little bit, just smear it around. Any raccoon coming down that trail over here will pick up on that scent, and he'll be right over here. So there's the bank runner, and I'll gather up some leaves from over here and just throw over the set just a little bit, just to kind of disguise the trap just a little bit. Up here to keep them from coming over that way, and that's just a little bit. Smear that around in there just let that stick there. So there we go. That's set number 2 at this location. All right, guys, so I made it up here to the next location, and I did some looking around, and I think I'm going to use this high bank over here to try and pound in another pipe set. So I'm going to get up here and do that. And I think next to this log here will be just about as good as anything. So I'll get everything set down here. Get the 1.5 set. Get it pounded in the ground. The stake anyway. Let's see here if I can fit it in the hole. Sometimes these washers here don't like to go in so nicely. See if I can't get it in just by using body weight. Oh yeah, that's harder ground. I'm gonna use. There we go. So that's done. Next thing I need to do, dig out a little shelf for the trap. Alright. Looks halfway decent. Get some of this crud out of there. Set that stake. Yeah. Use some of these leaves. Raccoon trapping sure ain't coyote trapping. That. There we go. Try to get as many of those down in the pipe as I can. There we go. Caught red-handed now. On to the next one. This right here is the Cedar Creek. This is the place that my business got its name from. Love it back here. Well, hopefully in the morning here I've got a triple on coon. So I've got 1, 2, 3 dog proofs here. And when I come back, I think I'm probably going to bring a couple TS-85s, maybe a 330 or something. Because when I was bent down over here getting in the boat, the only thing that I can smell is beaver casters. So looks like a good spot, and I'm going to go up and check some stuff out and probably call it a day. So thank you guys for watching, and hope you all had a successful set day, and I'll check in with you tomorrow.